You don't want to be alone.
The spirit lives in the house. The chair started to move, and there's the little boy standing behind me. My ghost story began when I moved into a 160-year-old house in Naperville, Illinois. Naperville's a very nice town outside of Chicago. It's been around since 1830. I got the place in Naperville to teach caregivers how to care for their loved ones. I have a hospital bed, wheelchairs, walkers, commodes, and I teach how to utilize this equipment properly and safely. About 2 weeks after I moved in, I was asleep late at night, about 3, 4 in the morning, and I heard what sounded like a child humming and sitting in the wheelchair, rocking it back and forth, banging it off some of the other chairs. I got up and looked out at the wheelchair, and nobody was there. The room was empty, the wheelchair had stopped by that point, and whatever had been there was gone. The next thing that happened, I was having a meeting with some of the people I worked with. There was just myself, another man, and 2 ladies, and we were recording the minutes of the meeting. And when I went back and listened to the minutes later, on the recording was a child's voice going, "Can I have a cookie?"
Cookie. Cookie.
I was absolutely shocked.
Cookie.
Well, then, shortly after, out on the side of the building, I found the gravestone of a little boy. It said Chritifer Mulhan, son of John and Bridget Mulhan, died August 6, 1855, at 8 years, 8 months, and 6 days. And I'm thinking, well, I've had this little boy I've heard at night, maybe they're connected. So on the anniversary of his death, I set up my cameras to see if there'd be any activity, and I put the camera on the wheelchair because it was his favorite toy to play in. And an hour, hour and a half into watching it, the chair started to move. And it started rocking back and forth slowly, and then it picked up speed. And it was very clear. There was the spirit moving the wheelchair right in front of me. I just couldn't believe my eyes. I grabbed my handy cam so I could get 2 different angles. It was just really exciting because to me it was confirming that that spirit of little Chritifer is in the house. After all this activity was going on and I could see that there was a pattern, I contacted my good friend, Marcia, to help me out.
I've been friends with Chuck for a little over a year. He knew that I was a paranormal investigator, and he invited me to come to his home and investigate. It's an uneasy feeling when you go over to the house. Once you're actually inside, it's very, very heavy. In a home that's 160 years old, you can imagine, with all the people that have come through that home, have lived in that home, died in that home, all the different traumas and tragedies, leaves quite an imprint. Chuck showed me the video he captured of his wheelchair moving. And I find it to be some of the best video evidence that I have ever seen. After reviewing the video, I started the investigation in the basement. It's a very uneasy feeling down there. You don't want to be alone.
I feel like I cannot take a step further.
I immediately felt like someone was there. Goosebumps, needles, it felt really, really scary. I felt like I needed to get out.
Oh my God.
I had the video camera in my hand and I was panning towards this balloon that I had. And I said, "Chritifer, can you come out and stand next to this balloon? I'm gonna take a picture of you right now." And I flashed my camera and I was shocked when I saw it, completely shocked.
Whoa, look at that.
Right where I asked him to stand, I've captured this amazing orb. I've never captured anything like that before. And I believe it's the spirit of Chritifer. You can see that in the picture, but it's also in the video.
An orb appeared from the wall and stopped right next to the balloon. Didn't keep going, didn't go across the room. It stopped right by the balloon. And it was just amazing. I think the orb was the energy of the spirit of Chritifer.
While I was down in the basement, I set my video camera at the bottom of the stairs, shooting up the stairs. I had placed a few trigger objects on the very edge of the stairs. A little car, a pair of dice, little toy soldiers, and I asked Chritifer if he could move one of the objects or play with one of the objects. I locked the basement door and I walked away and I just let the camera run. I was really shocked when I reviewed my video. 2 minutes after I walked out of that basement, I can hear Chritifer clear as day say, "Thank you, Mommy." When I heard that, I nearly fell off my chair because I was thinking, who's he calling Mommy? Is he calling me Mommy? Because I'll tell you, I have 2 kids. I don't need a third. And I certainly don't need a ghost.
We were just blown away. We were amazed that she got this video, and I'm confident that it's the spirit of little Chritifer. A couple of months later, I'm sitting at my computer late at night, and I just had a feeling somebody's standing behind me. So I darkened my computer screen so it was just like a mirror, and I look in the computer screen and there's the little boy standing behind me. Semi-transparent, I can see right through him and see the wall behind him. So I reached over and picked up my camera and I snapped a picture of the computer screen. When I looked at the photo, I could see me off to the one side. I could see me holding my camera, but over my shoulder was the image of this little boy wearing a hat standing behind me.
That picture is amazing. It's not blurry. You clearly see a little boy with a little hat, little outfit on. That really freaked me out because it's not a picture of a real child. It's translucent. It's a picture of a spirit.
There is no question in my mind that I captured a photo of the spirit of little Chritifer.
I have several different emotions when it comes to Chritifer. Part of it frightens me and makes me feel very uncomfortable. Another part makes me feel sorry for him by the fact that he's there and he's all alone.
For whatever reason, when Chritifer died, he didn't move on. I don't know exactly why he chose not to. He's never said why. I guess it's just the only place he's ever known.
After my experiences investigating Chuck's house, capturing the EVPs that I captured, getting the photograph and the video of the orb, Chuck's photo of Chritifer, his video of the wheelchair moving, I believe if a spirit wants you to know that they are there, you don't have to look that hard. They're going to let you know.
I believe it's a spirit world, and we just live in it. They're in their dimension, we're in ours, and very often the 2 dimensions collide. And that's when we get to see them. That's when we get to hear them.
Okay.
And that's when we get to realize that it really is a spirit world.